Good morning, or rather good afternoon all. It's really good to see a great crowd, and it's really great to be part of this Great Indian Developer Summit for the second time. Myself, Balagopal, working in for Nokia as a technology expert. Today's my focus session is about transforming yourself as a as a web developer to a mobile application developers. So a lot of you know about web technologies. Before moving any forward, I would like to raise a question. How many of you are already into mobile application development? Can you please raise your hands? So how many of you are into web application development? How many of you know about web technologies? Okay. More reasons for me to come here and talk about something and transform yourself into a mobile application developer. Before moving any further, I'd like to introduce you to this Nokia platforms. You might be knowing a Nokia device as a Nokia N series device, or you'll call it as an Express Music device, or you'll call it an E series device. But what is the real technology, or what is the platform lying behind? If you understand that platform or the technology behind, then only you will have the clear understanding moving forward, okay, which platform I have to select, and which is my target segment of devices, and which platform I can categorize or develop application using this web runtime. So just a brief intro. Nokia basically have the Series 30 platform, Series 40, Series 60, Series 80, and the internet or the handheld devices segments. Series 80 is kind of not existing nowadays, it's almost closed. The Series 30 devices, which is basically the voice-oriented segment category, which does have the features of sending an SMS, making calls, maybe having some alarms. And Series 40 is a feature phone category. It does supports multiple runtimes, supports application development using Java or Flashlight. And also the Series 60 is the smartphone category, where you have a wide range of runtime selection. It's a segment of smartphones. And also we have this latest N900, which comes under this internet handheld devices or the smartphones, which supports MAMO or the Linux. So the three key platforms, starting with the Series 40 platform, the Series 60, and the MAMO platform. The Series 40 supports Java application development, and also if you know about Flashlight, you can develop applications for the Series 40 platform. The Java applications and content for the mass market mobile devices, it's supported in the Series 40 platform. And again, if you know about Java, and you can also make use of this Java technology for the Series 60 platform also. The Series 60 platform also supports Java and C++ application development. The key thing is it also supports web runtime widgets. Along with that, the Series 60 platform supports other runtimes like Python. And moving forward with the MAMO platform, it's basically a Linux-based open platform. It supports application development with C or C++, and also it supports Qt. So about these different technologies, the browser-based technology, Flashlight, Java, and Series 60 native C++. These are the key technologies that you can develop applications in Nokia platforms or with Nokia devices. First, I'll be talking about the browser technologies, or more about this web runtime or this web technologies. You'll be wondering, like, say, what all a browser in a Nokia device supports. Is it as convenient as with a PC browser? Yes, more or less, yes. It supports you can do with JavaScript and SSL support. You can get develop or weather-based application. You can develop web mail applications. You can use these RSS feeds to kind of generate blog-based applications. You can even use Ajax. You can get page overviews with this browser technology. You can also use dynamic HTML along with the JavaScripting. And moving forward for the Flashlight is widely supported in a lot of Nokia devices. If you look at the roadmap, it's starting from 2005, and when we reach 2008, the Flashlight is getting really powerful. With the Series 60's 5th edition of devices, it supports Flashlight 3.0, where you can create wonderful applications, including some standalone application. You can also generate some Flashlight content for the browser. You can create some wallpaper. And you can also create some screensavers for the mobile devices. So what is the key attractive point with Flashlight? You can generate some really great user experience based applications for these mobile devices using Flashlight. Technology is one of the key things when developing application, but along with that, user experience is also another key thing when developing mobile applications. So Flashlight promises wonderful user experience if you develop applications using Flashlight. So with the Flashlight 3.0, it supports web videos on like with YouTube, browse most of the content in the internet. So if you go through and navigate through internet page, there might be a lot of internet with Flashlight content. You can use the same content for the mobile also. It also helps in building compelling user experience and end-to-end services with the help of Flashlight. So if you are a Flashlight developer and if you have some innovative ideas, but you're thinking like say, hey, I have this innovative idea, but I need some support on monetary basis and so that I can start the application development. How will you do that? You can have a look at this Open Screen Project Fund, which is along with Adobe and Nokia is doing that. It's a $10 million market development fund. So how does it really work is like if you have an innovative idea in Flashlight and if you think like say, hey, this is a kickoff idea and I need to do something around that, you can submit your idea. All the patent and everything will be with you only. You submit the idea and if you know Nokia and the common jury panel sees like say, this is a very innovative idea, they will help you with the application development with the monetary basis. They will pay you all the money for the application development and you don't have to worry about these IPR things. All the IPR and the ownership will still remain with you. And trust me, the money you're getting is not that small amount. You can get a good money out of that. That will help you in getting the application development in a very good way. And one more thing to add, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I would like to have an interactive crowd. And next technology is Java. Java, the key advantage with Java is like say it's widely available in most of the platforms, Series 60 platform or Series 40 platform, and even the other OEMs platform it also supports Java. So what is the key advantage of Java? Make it a Java application, you can get it available for all the platforms across different OEMs. So just brief about this Java, it started available from the first edition of Series 40 and Series 60. A lot of APIs were available, but a minimal set of APIs was available in the earlier platforms. But moving forward with the third edition or even fifth edition or sixth edition, the APIs, number of APIs are getting more and more. So the number of APIs getting more and more means you can generate a lot of use cases or you can create wonderful applications with these new APIs. Say for example, you have a Bluetooth API. You can develop a Bluetooth based game or you can develop a Bluetooth based synchronization application for the contacts using this file connection API or the PIM API along with the Bluetooth APIs. A lot of new APIs are coming up. So if you look at that APIs, you can develop a lot of applications. So about the Series 60 native C++, what is the advantage of Series 60 native C++? It gives you the power of accessing the native services. If you're thinking like say, hey, I can use Java, but it's restricted to the native services, but you want to access or the power of native services, you can use the Series 60 native C++. That gives you enormous power to develop application which does have support for native access. So just to conclude about the runtime story, we does have support for multiple runtimes in C++, Java, ME, Flash, and browser technologies. The key things with C++ is it gives burst performance and functionality. Advantage is Java, portable across different runtimes or platforms. And with Flash, you can use or create great user experience. Browser, you can use the standard internet technologies and transform into a mobile application developer.
Can I ask a question now,
please?
On the previous slide, you had S80. Yep. Could you just add more light on that? Because that's, I'm hearing that for the first time. So.
That platform is kind of almost stopped now. There is no more phones coming out of that Series 40, Series 80 platform. So I just showed that Series 80 to show that there was a platform existing previously, but it's kind of not existing now. So as I mentioned in my third slide, the key three platforms now, Series 40 platform, the Series 60 platform where all the smartphone, the N series and E series devices coming up, and the MAMO platform. So what is new? You will be thinking like say what is new in the Nokia devices or what can I expect in the upcoming years or upcoming months. This is one of the latest devices that supports MIMO, the N900. It represents the leap forward Nokia mobile handset software. A lot of my developer friends call this as a PC with a GSM modem inside. It's basically true. You can do all the things you can do in a PC. Most of the things you can do in a PC in this device. This is running on a Linux. It's a Linux machine. You also have a GSM modem in that. Lot of features: 32 GB hard disk, 5 megapixel camera. Lot of functionalities are there. And also the user experience or the UI has been significantly great or tremendously great in this device. And Prakash might have told in his previous session in the main hall about how to distribute the content. So if you have some interesting content, you can always target at the OV store and deploy it. And how to create the differentiation, it's also again with the OV store, get your application to OV store and deploy it. And a lot of services are available around the OV store. The OV store SDK, the OV SDK is available where you can create applications for that. You can also create applications for web as well as for the mobile. And you can all distribute it through the OV store. And what are the highlights of the Series 60 platform or the smartphone segment with the 5th edition? A lot of media consumption could be made more delightful. They're taking the internet experience to the very high level with Flashlight 3.0 and so. Improved usage of multimedia applications and smart usability with sensors. You can develop a lot of sensor-based applications, games and all. New extensibility opportunities, enhanced access to the platform services, and improved native runtime support. And also the flexibility in device concepts with which you can create easy device configurations. And what is there in the mass market phones or what is called as the Series 40 segments? The latest edition is called as the 6th edition. It supports the location API, which was available in the Series 60 platform for quite a long time, but unfortunately was not available in the Series 40 platform, but it's now right now available in the Series 40 platform also. You can get or create wonderful applications with location-based applications using this Series 40 location API. And there are also a couple of new force-sensitive feedback API is also available in the Series 40 platform. So just to conclude about this runtime story, it supports multiple runtime, Java, Flash, and browser, and C++. And also, before getting into this web runtime application development and talking about the web runtime application development, I also want to let you know how you will get the services. So you are new from a web space and you want to develop into mobile application space. How will you get the support and from where you can get the support? You can go to the forum.nokia.com page where we have a lot of tools and SDKs, including the documentation. And also we have the discussion boards where if you have a question on the web runtime or the widget application development, you can post it in the discussion boards. It's absolutely free. And a lot of peer developers and as well as the Nokia engineers are actively participating in these discussion boards where you will immediately get an answer for your question. So you can learn a lot of things from the for Nokia. Technical support is also there and a lot of business opportunities with the OV store. Just a snapshot about the discussion boards. And we also have the wiki. So if you are looking for some code samples to get started, you can get all the code samples and documentation from the for Nokia wiki. And one more thing, if you have developed a widget application, and if you want to see, like, say, hey, I know I have an emulator, I can try in the emulator, but I don't have a device. How will I try in the real time? We have a service called as remote device access, whereas the device will be sitting in the Nokia labs in somewhere in Finland or Hungary or Germany, and you can access the device remotely using the web, where you can install this application in the remote device access. So conclude, for Nokia offers all device developers with resources and tools. And now getting started with the widgets on Series 60 Web Run Time. So about this talk, what all I will be talking, I will be giving a brief introduction about this Web Run Time widgets, the WRT technology and architecture. What is the architecture about the Web Run Time widgets, and what is the framework, how a Web Run Time widget constitutes, and how to package a widget and make it as a mobile application. What are the different APIs available for Web Run Time, and how to make the widget development. I will do a hands-on session also. I will do a quick hands-on with the tool. So introducing to the Web Run Time technology, what is with the web browser? All web browsers perform the same task in order, and how the processor differentiate the browsers. It does the task like fetch the markup language, parse the markup, construct a document tree, find external references if there are some images or CSS, and issue load requests for them. They constructs the box to render, apply the style information to these boxes, layout the boxes. All these are the same tasks done by the browsers. How about this Series 60 browser and how is this architecture? So basically it has the WebKit core engine. On top of that you have the browser control APIs. On top of that it does have this web runtime engine. Also with this platform services APIs, you can access from the web runtime widget, you can access the native services. That gives the developer more power to access these platform services. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, it gives you enormous power to use Ajax, dynamic HTML, JavaScript and SSL. It also supports flashlight in the web runtime widget. Say you know like how can you embed a flashlight content in a web runtime or a web widget. You can also do the embedding of flashlight content in a web runtime widget for mobile devices. It also enhances the websites with widgets with exciting graphics and multimedia. And just a brief comparison about how you compare a web app with a widget. The web app directly requires an instance of a browser. It runs under browser UI. Each running web application requires one instance of the browser. Whereas with the widget, it runs independently from the browser UI. It's very lightweight compared to the web application. The web pages are constructed live in the web server and will be transformed or traversed over the network. Whereas with the widget, the resources are located in the phone. So for example, you develop a widget, you need some lot of images. What will you do in your PC side? You put all the images in the server, right? And once the user needs to use that, all the images will be traversing over the network. Consider about like say you have a limited data plan, like say 1 GB or 500 MB plan. If you are downloading a lot of images, that will constitute a lot of data travel over the network. Widget solves that problem. All these images could be sitting inside the widget itself, so that less data will be traversing over the network. Along with that, you can create a lot of transitioning effects with the widgets if you have images sitting already in the device. And another issue with the web app is like say it's not feasible for or not designed to work offline. Whereas you can possibly design offline widgets with web runtime. No distribution channel for web apps, whereas you can distribute or deploy the widgets through a number of distribution channels. You can upload to your own server, you can send it to the phone of your friend, or also you can upload to OV store and deploy it from there. A lot of deployment opportunities are there from the widget. And number of channels are also available for deploying the widgets. And for the web app, it's delivered as a continuously update. It will be keeping on updating the service, whereas the widget is a completable downloadable package. If you want to use a widget, say for example, if you want to use a widget of a Rediff money, you can download the package and install that. Only the data required for the share market or whatever it is, only the data will be traversing of the network. All the Rediff logo, all the logos or whatever the images for the icons and whatever it is, all will be sitting in the device itself. So no need of extra images you need to download from the server. And again, you will be thinking like say how this widget will be coming to the phone. It comes as a completely installable package. Likewise, if you have installed a mobile application, something like a game, you can send it via Bluetooth. I will be talking more about about the installation in my slides later on. From the web developer to a mobile application developer. You know about these web technologies, you know about HTML, you know about CSS, JavaScript and all these things. Then trust me, it's very easy for you to become a mobile application developer. With the web runtime widgets, custom web apps, front ends and innovative mashups could be created. And again, one more question you will be having in your mind. How many devices will be having support about this web runtime? 40 plus Nokia devices does have the support for web runtime. These have been announced devices, and a lot of devices have been upcoming devices also supports web runtime widgets. This N series and E series devices supports web runtime. Also the Series 60 platform licenses like say Samsung or LG, these all supports this web runtime widgets. So about this web runtime technology and architecture, as I mentioned, if you have know about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Ajax and DOM levels, these are all constitutes to make a web runtime widget. The Nokia Web Run Time is empowered by the web browser for Series 60. And along with that, the Nokia Web Run Time supports widget specific APIs. Say for example, if you want to access the SMS, it's not might have not specified in the web technologies. It's available with the specific APIs for the web runtime for Nokia or for the mobile devices. You can access those services like say SMS, and the phone will be having location API. So how to access that? There will be no API available in the web space. There will be a lot of specific APIs available for accessing this location information, all with the widget specific APIs. So about the, yeah. Yes.
We need an API bridge to access those APIs, but we need to package that API bridge along with our WRT and make it as a sys.
No need, because we have this platform services APIs. You can directly use that APIs and no need to package it along with the widget. You can just simply call that because that bridge is already available in the phone. So the web runtime only need to call that and it will be working fine.
I used it on my Nokia N97.
Yeah.
API bridge which N97 has is of a lesser version. So I have to package that thing with the newer version and send it as a sys file. So again here like I need to package in a sys file, I need to know C++ programming and everything.
That is for using the advanced services or like say the more services you're talking about, right? So in that version, yes, if you want to access more and more services, you in that N97 version you have to send that API bridge to the phone. But with the services that is already available in the phone, you don't need to package anything else. But yes, moving forward, this API bridge will be available in the phone's firmware itself, so that you don't have to worry about that. Again, one more thing is the web runtime is a pretty new runtime that is available in a lot of phones. But it's also moving forward, a lot of services will be adding on to this web runtime. Did I answer your question?
Here, see, I upgraded my firmware, but still API bridge was not installed.
No, that is for N97, that device. But moving forward, for the upcoming devices, that will be available.
But will there be any situations like this in future where we again have to package API bridge along with our WRT and push it to the phones?
You mean the upcoming devices?
Yes, upcoming devices.
It might not be like that. About this architecture, you have this device and the widget will be running in there. From the widget, it will have all the images and everything, and you can access that services from the web. Only the data required will be coming down to the client. So what is the web runtime latest release? A lot of services like say messaging, location, audio, PIM and imaging and video are available. Consumers experience personalized and context-aware internet services. With the use of this location API, you can create context-aware as well as location-aware applications. Widgets can now access numerous S60 platform services and applications. The web community operators licensees can develop exciting new services and mashups. When I am talking about the different new APIs like SMS APIs and for the location APIs, you have to think about these different use cases. As a developer, you have to think about how can I develop an interesting use case with this API. So when I am talking about APIs, you have to think about the different use cases you can make it out of that. Just a simple use case, widgets accessing the platform services. It's a simple application called as WeatherBug. User don't need to enter his own location. Say I am right now today in Bangalore, and it automatically detects like say, hey, I am in Bangalore. So the user will feel excited that the system itself detects that I am in Bangalore, and it shows partner data and movie booking. If it also detects like say what is the nearest movie theater or what is the nearest mall with where I can go for a movie, and it can also suggestions. So the user will be, end user might not be that much technology savvy. He will be finding it exciting to see the application is brilliant enough to find this kind of services. It also, based on the current location, it shows the weather meshes and the partner data. And also, if you're going for a movie, you can also invite the friends. It will give you suggestions like say, hey, if you're going for a movie, do you want to invite your friends? So you can use the SMS API to send a SMS to your friends. And also you can receive the SMS from the friends and show it in the application. Another interesting use case about the flight tracker. If you most of you will be traveling across India or outside India. So if you have an application like this for the flight tracker, it fetches the itinerary online from the web server, and it saves the itinerary and shows in a calendar like say, hey, you have a flight tomorrow at 9 a.m. and fetches the itinerary, saves the phone's calendar, and it can also show as an alarm. Users are prompted for gaining access to the phone services. You will be now thinking about what is the security model. You have access to location API, you have access to SMS, you have access to all these services. But where is the end user security? For all this, in the current widget implementation, we have this security model. This application will be prompted to the end user asking like say, hey, you want to access this location API to access this service. If the user confirms like say, yes, I want to make this application access this service, then only this application will be able to access the service. The main initiative is to avoid this virus kind of applications and unwanted or untrusted application to make use of these services. So in the widget security of the latest release, widget embraces the security model of the browser. The widget extends the security model further by giving the users the control to allow the services. If you think like say this application don't want to access the SMS service and don't want the application to send an SMS message, you can definitely block by sending the SMS. About this widget framework, what are the key things that constitutes a widget? It does have this info.page list, that's a mandatory thing, and it can have the icon.png, even though if you don't bundle that icon.png, the default or the system icon of the device will be shown, and the name.html, that is mandatory one, that is the key HTML file. And if you need to have some style sheet with you can also include some CSS, and if you want to add some JavaScript, you can also add JavaScript, but these are all not mandatory files. The key mandatory files are info.plist and the HTML file. And the widget project is a file system directory. All these files will be in a file system folder. In a simple way, if you're not using it, if you're not liking an IDE, you can package this file system, make it as a zip file, and you can simply rename it as a WGZ file. And after that, you can simply push it to a phone. The widgets mandatory file include the icon.png and must be located in the root directory. So how this info.plist file will be looking up, and what are the key attributes in the info.plist? It will be having the display name, what the display widget will be displaying or looking like, and what is the name of the widget, and the key identifier. These are all the key things in the info.plist. And the widget name will be something like just coming in the application manager once you install the widget. And the identifier is something like say how you packaging structure of the widget. And something about this icon.png, if you want to create some nice icons for your application, it's of size 88 cross 88 pixels, and the file format will be of PNG. If the icon.png file is omitted, the default icon of the application manager will be taken.
Excuse me, I have a question. Yeah. What version of the browser would be compliant for these HTML? So, if it.
But still, just let me tell you that thing. Even though without using a browser, we have a couple of free IDEs and tools. We can completely simulate in the emulator. But still, if you want to try it in a browser, you can use Firefox.
The reason why I asked is to know what all I can use, right? I mean, when I ask browser compatibility is more to ask what all I can use, right? What versions of HTML, what versions of JavaScript, what all can I use? That's where I was coming from.
Okay, HTML, I think 3 or 4, HTML4 will be supported.
Can I assume that, CSS2, Ajax, JavaScript, all these things I can use it, or there are some limitations somewhere? Yeah,
CSS2 will be supported, Ajax will be supported, and JavaScript also will be supported in the browser. But you cannot make use of these Nokia specific APIs in this browser.
Of course, yeah, of course. And those APIs, you say there is a well-defined security model, right?
Yes.
So would the user get any option to really would the user know that he wants some services to be used, and every time when I'm launching the widget, I should give permission for using some of those services like SMS or something like that?
Yes, exactly. Every time, or at least in per that session, or at least once starting of this application, he need to give the permissions.
Okay.
For the user need to give the permission so as this application can access these services.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Of course, definitely yes. You can have multiple HTML files. Yes, yes. You can create the folder structure how the folder structure will be looking like, but the base or the main HTML file will be in the root folder structure. Yeah, I'll be talking about more about transferring the application to the phone in my upcoming slides. Pardon? jQuery, I'm not sure about jQuery, but I guess most of them should be supported. I am in my upcoming slides. I am talking about the deployment model. So I definitely will be talking about how to deploy this application onto the phone. Again, the HTML is the backbone of the widget. It defines the structure of the widget. It's recommended, the thing is HTML 4.0.1 specification. It uses the div block element to construct the widget views. The views can be constructed with the static HTML elements or can be dynamically created using the JavaScript or with runtime. Useful elements include ID and class elements. Just a sample structure of this HTML code. All these code samples, if you want to have these codes, have a look at the code samples, all will be available in our For Nokia wiki. And definitely you can go to the For Nokia wiki and go through these examples. And again, the next one is the key thing is the CSS. If you want to give some makeup of the for your widget, you can use CSS. It contains information for controlling the style and layout of the widgets. It defines how to display the HTML element, position, color, and background. In practice, CSS information can be embedded in the HTML file. It uses the class selector to define the common style for widgets elements. Is ID selector for define the style and particular widget element. You can also use the pseudo class selector for define the style patterns. Just as sample CSS code on how to set the color, the font size, and all these things. And how the CSS will be affecting the HTML thing, like say how the color or the font and necessary makeup information can be modified. And the next key thing is the JavaScript. The intelligence of the widget is based upon the JavaScript. If you want to make a simple dumb thing, you don't want to use the JavaScript. But if you have to use some intelligence, if you want to make some services, you definitely have to use the JavaScript. Without the JavaScript codes, it's a widget with just with some passive web page. JavaScript code can be embedded into the widget or HTML file with the script elements. It requires some programming skills, and also some object-oriented skills are required. The JavaScript API or the Java DOM API and the Ajax API could be used. And most of your questions, how to package the widget and how to distribute the widget. The widget installation file could be compressed with any zip application. You have all these files, HTML file, icon, info.plist. You put it in the folder structure, and you using any zip, WinZip or whatever it is, make it as a zip file. The extension will be file name xyz.zip. Change that extension to wgz. Change the extension from .zip to wgz. Then your widget is ready. How to send to your phone? If it's a Nokia Series 60 phone, you can send it via Bluetooth. It will be landing in your SMS inbox folder. From there, in the SMS inbox folder, just click on that SMS, or not SMS, sorry. Just click on that message that reached your inbox. Once you click on that, the application will start the installation. And nothing the developer or the user have to worry about with it. It will automatically start with the installation. And also how you will deploy this file or the widget file through your own service. You don't have to worry about the OV store, and you will think like, say, I don't want to go to the OV store. You have your own website or you have your own web server that have this capability of deploying applications. Then you can host your widget in your website itself. From where you can ask your friends or your customers to download this widget from your website itself to your Nokia device or the Series 60 device. And if you are putting in your server, the MIME types will be like x-Nokia-widgets. That will be the MIME type to set in the server. You have to worry about, or you don't have to trouble about this rename, changing the extension, or making the zip file. There will be an IDE called as Aptana that takes care of all this packaging and everything. And you have to, once you have the WGZ file, you have to transfer using Bluetooth. Also, you can copy to the MMC file. Also, you can do the over there download from a server. Also, you can copy to the phone's file system or to the hard drive, and also could be installed with a Nokia PC suite. And just click on the WGZ file. On click, it will get automatically installed. The key advantage is, like say, it will be behaving like a normal application or a game, with which it will be in the applications menu of the device. Yes. Pardon? No, there is no signing model for the widgets. That's one of the key thing. For normal Java applications, you have to go get it Java verified, or with for Symbian application, you have to get it Symbian signed. But there is no cost involved for developing web runtime widgets. It's absolutely free. The application, you don't have, there is no signing model. That does mean that the developer don't have to spend anything for the signing. So about the tools, what are the different tools or IDEs that are available? You can make use of Aptana. That's one of the best thing. And a lot of other things like Dreamweaver and a lot of other plugins are also available. And if you really want to want this IDEs or tools, we have a booth set up in the Written Developer Conference Summit, and we are giving all these tools in a DVD, where you can take the DVD from the booth and install it in your PC. All the tools, including all the tools available for Nokia, or the main or the key tools, are available in the DVD. So about this widget APIs interaction, I was talking about the APIs that is specific to a Series 60 device or specific to the mobile devices. So different objects could be created with a window object. Say for example, from a widget you want to open another application from the application manager. You can use this open URL method to launch another application from your widget. And set preference for key could be used for taking some buffer storage. And you can also do a couple of transitions with these web runtime widgets. A lot of methods are available for this widget object. And you also have the menu objects. So if you have experienced a Series 60 phone, it does have a left soft key and a right soft key. You have also access to this left and soft keys with the menu objects. And you can change the commands. You can add more commands to the menu. If you want to add, if you have an application or want to develop an application, and if you want to add some menu objects or menu commands, you can use this menu object API to develop those menu commands. You can append more menu commands. Also, you can remove more remove commands once if it's not required. The menu item object is like, say, in the menu, in the options menu, if you want to add a menu item, you can use this menu item object. Again, the same thing, you can append menu items and remove menu items. Even you can set dimmed some menu items. So for example, one particular context, one menu item is not required, you can mark it as set dimmed. And more about the system info service APIs. The system info service API is provided through the scalable Netscape plugin module. And the system info service APIs provides the interfaces to access limited system properties such as memory, network strength, and all. You can also embed system info service plugin could be embedded in the HTML file. The system info service plugin module is not loaded in the browser context. These are the 7 different. I'm just rushing. I'm getting a sign like I'm 5 more minutes left. I'm just rushing to the thing, but I will be available in the venue in our Nokia stall. You can come to me for any questions. The different or the 7 key things. You can access the power information services. You can access the network information services. You can even access the device light and vibration information services, beep and tone control services. Memory and file system information service also could be used. And about just a quick update about the platform service APIs. You can use the location API. You can access the contacts with the contacts API, calendar with the calendar API, media management, messaging, landmarks, and application manager with which you can invoke multiple applications. System info API is also available. Logging and sense, even with the sensors, is also available for these web runtime widgets. Location, you can get the location of the current and trace the location, and also you can notify. Say for example, if you are traveling from one place to another, if you want to get a notification once you reach some place, you can also use this message to get the notification. You can also perform some calculations using this location API. The key things with the contacts, you can access your phone book or the contacts API. Get a list of all the contacts. Say for example, if you want to create a server-based synchronization application, You can get the list of all the contacts and upload to a server and synchronize with your already existing contacts. And even you can even add or delete the contacts. Also, along with that, you can import and export the contents. Calendar, a lot of use case also for the calendar. Get the list of all the events in the calendar, add or delete more events. Media management also you can do. Get the list of all the available images or the media files. Also, you can cancel an ongoing synchronization request. Messaging, the key thing or the important API with the platform services, you can access the native inbox. You can access all the native services, like say, get the list of all the SMS messages, or also you can send the SMS messages from your widget or the Web Runtime application. Landmarks, I've been talking about the location API. Application manager is another key thing. If you want to invoke another application from your widget, you can use this application manager platform API and invoke another application from your widget. The security management, as I mentioned previously, the application manager as well as application manager will give you a prompt or the end user that whether to use this service or not. If the user says like yes, then only he'll be able to access those services. You'll be getting a prompt like this, allow for this session or no. If you allow this session, you'll be getting access to that service API for the complete thing. How to do the web widget development. You can use this Aptana that is available for download for free. Even if you are not fond of like say, using this Aptana IDE, and if you are allowing with some text editor, you can use any text editor and do the coding in part in that. And for the testing part, you can use this Series 63.2 SDK emulator or even the latest SDK of the 5th edition, or maybe a supporting device. And also you can use this RDA service to deploy your application. Also, this WRT kit is also available. It has this JavaScript class optimized for this widget application development. Some other useful information or libraries wherein you can initiate calls. You can use this tag for initiating a call from a Web Runtime widget. And along with that, I want to highlight this Gaurana UI framework. So if you are planning to develop some interesting applications for the mobile devices and you're looking forward to some framework, you can always have a look at the Gaurana UI framework, which is already a well-developed framework. We can make use of this list, tabs, and all these things with this framework. It's completely free of cost. You can download this framework and make use of that in your widget development. I'll just quickly run through how to develop a simple widget with this Aptana tool. First of all, you have to get the Aptana downloaded to your machine and get it installed. It's a very quite simple process. If you want the DVD, as I mentioned previously, you can go to the For Nokia booth and get the DVD from there. You'll be having the Aptana as well as the widget plugin available in the DVD. Once you install, the Aptana will be installed here. I already have an Aptana installed in. It's working in here. In this, you have the emulator as well. From the settings, you can change the resolution. If you're developing for a 240 by 320 screen size, you can change the resolution to that, 240 by 320. Close. You can see the emulator screen, emulator window there. And you'll be wondering how to do a simple widget. In the Aptana, you'll be having a lot of frameworks or a lot of templates available. How to do a simple thing? Click the file, go to New, click on the project, click on the Nokia Web Run Time widget project. If you already have a widget project, you can also click import Nokia Web Run Time widget. But since I want to create a new one, click this one and click next. From here, you again have the multiple options. Whether you want to create a basic widget, or whether you want to have a widget with the WRT kit, or whether you want to create a Flickr-based kind of a list-based widget, or you want to create a RSS-based widget. Just try creating a Flickr widget project. Project name as Widgets. I'll give you that as the default location. You can set the location, and if you want to create some other thing, some other location or your preferred location, you can give that. Click next. All the widget identifier, you don't have to specify the identifier. All the identifier will be set by the IDE itself, and the URL you can change. If you are having your own album, you can give the IDE. The URL. I'm right now giving the URL for Nokia N96. And again, for the latest devices like N97 or 5800, the upcoming devices like X6 or 5233 and all these devices, having a home screen. Home screen means that in your main screen of your menu, you'll be having a short space, a rectangular area where you can have the feeds updated. So for example, you're doing a news-based widget. You want to see what is the latest news happening in the main screen itself. You don't want to go to the application and show the news, but you have to show it the main screen of the phone itself. Yes, it's perfectly possible with this Web Runtime widget. You have an area allocated for your widget in the home screen. If you click the home screen, that home screen view will be enabled. The application can be added to the home screen view. So I just click next and click finish. It will be just processing and building the workspace. My widget is showing up here. So all the default code for the sample will be there. The HTML file is here. I can click on the source file. This is the source file. And if I want to see the emulator, it's showing the emulator view. But unfortunately, I don't have all it's coming from the net. I don't have a net connection right now. Else, you can try downloading the Aptana and using this simple thing, using the Flickr widget. And if you have all connected to internet, you will be able to see the list of all the Flickr pictures there. You can keep on modifying with your own pictures. So as I mentioned, the key two files, HTML file is there, plist file is there. And what next I have to do is, like, say, I have to validate the widget if there is any issues. No other issues will be found. So the next key thing is click on the package widget. It will be packaging the widget, and see, we will be having a widget called as gits.wgz file. So copy this widget file, and from this ID itself, you can deploy it to your phone. Or what you can do is, like, you can copy it to your file system and send it as a message to your phone, whereas it will be launching in your SMS inbox. From there, you can install the widget. Along with that, you can upload to your own server. From your own server, you can install it over the air. That is a quick demo about this Aptana. So before that, what are the key things tools you require to get started? You need the Java runtime to be installed. You need Perl. The Perl is required for this SXD IDE, and Aptana Studio, and for Nokia Web Run Time plugin for Aptana. These are all the key things required. And resources, you can always go to forum.nokia.com for all downloading all this stuff. And documents and e-learning materials are also available. If you want to learn more about this Web Run Time, the e-learning material is available about this in the web technology section. Thank you all for attending. And any questions, please? No, if you want to have this Series 60 emulator only, then you have to install this Perl. No need.
Thank you very much, Mr. Balagopal.